What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before I begin, huge thank you to each and every single one of you for helping this channel to grow. It has grown significantly over the past several days. I deeply appreciate it. Big shout out to my neighbors, friends, YouTube subscribers, supporters, viewers, eBay customers, friends, family, everybody all across the board. You are all amazing human beings. So thank you very much, everybody. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, check out my eBay link if you want to help to support the channel. I'm selling baseball cards and other things from time to time. My eBay store is called the Carolina Collector 001. Also, I have a coffee link if you want to make a donation to the channel. That would really help also. So don't forget to do all the other YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. Hit the bell to receive notifications. Now that all the pleasantries and shameless e-begging are out of the way, we have to talk about Starscream, Studio Series Starscream, a mainline figure that at this point in time is arguably one of the most sought after Transformers that has been released this year, at least in my opinion. And that's what it's starting to look like. This guy, everybody wants him. Now, I was fortunate enough to get mine through Hasbro Pulse. I had no issue getting mine. The link obviously shut down once they were sold out. I do have Thundercracker and Skywarp up on my shelf, but it's Starscream who seems to be the star of the show. Now, as you know, for whatever bizarre reason, Hasbro and Target, excuse me, not Takara, Hasbro and Target decided to make this an exclusive. Why? They did the same thing with More Than Meets the Eye Hot Rod. I mean, fortunately, once again, I was able to get mine, but I got mine through CMD store in Canada. And I had to pay a tariff on top of that because they were sold out. But fortunately, through Hasbro Pulse, I was able to get my copy. And it has been a shit show across the board trying to get your hands on these, especially if you're a Transformers fan, because obviously, you know, if you look on eBay, and we talked about this on the channel already, what some of these are going for. They're being flipped for $60 all the way up until almost $150. What are you, people out of your minds? What are you, psychos? You don't need this figure that badly, and I'll tell you why. Because Hasbro, by all appearances, seems to be resolving this issue, because a lot of the photos I've seen across social media, in particular on Facebook, and an email that I have here, which I've redacted, does address the issue right here. So I'm going to read this email to you. So why were a majority of Target exclusives for Transformers and G.I. Joe canceled today? Pre-orders for Redacted, Redacted, and Redacted were canceled for many customers today. Did Hasbro produce or did Target oversell pre-orders? I live in Redacted and never saw any on the shelves, while other parts of the country had them on release day. Can you provide insight into what happened? And the response from this Elizabeth Leary, senior manager. Again, you know, I was able to get this to read to all of you. Thank you for reaching out. We understand the frustration surrounding the recent Target pre-order cancellations. We are actively working with Target to resolve the issue. We will share additional information, including a timeline, as soon as we have one available. We sincerely appreciate your patience and understanding while we work with Target to address this matter. Elizabeth Leary, Senior Manager, Hasbro Global Consumer Care. So, now, I have been seeing plenty of photos and videos of my fellow Transformers fans actually seeing multiple rows of these Starscreams being put out on shelves. Unfortunately, as you know, you're going to have to, when you go out into the wild, man, you're going to contend with scalpers and flippers that are trying to get their hands on these to sell them for 3, 4, 5 times what they're worth. And I've showed that on camera where some of these are on eBay going up for auction for, in some cases, $150 almost. That's insane. And you shouldn't have to be paying that much for a mainline figure. Why is this a mainline figure being sold as an exclusive anyway to begin with? It does not make sense. I mean, did they intentionally create artificial scarcity? I don't know. I'm alleging that. It's just a theory of mine. Many other content creators and hobbyists have said the same thing. Like, are they doing this just to prop themselves up? To bring demand to Target and or Hasbro? We are the fans. Don't fuck with the fans. And when you fuck with the fans in this kind of manner, Everybody's going to lose their collective shit. I don't care what your political position is. I don't care what you're into. The simple fact of the matter is the main focus of this is this collectible right here, this adult collectible, which technically is a child's toy. But a lot of us adults go after these because, well, we believe in escapism. We grew up with this IP, and we're going to protect it as much as we can. But to make a mainline figure like Starscream, of all the characters from G1, you make that an exclusive. It's going to piss people off when they can't get their hands on it. It happened with Cosmos. Remember Toxitron Cosmos? The same thing happened with that. What was it? 1 per case? Again, I was lucky to find mine out in the wild at a local Walmart. But to make Starscream, he is probably one of the biggest characters, one of the top 5 most beloved characters in Transformers lore. You cannot make these exclusives unless he had some bells and whistles or some extras or whatever have you. Like if they turn this into Ghost Starscream for something, then I can understand them doing that. But to make a mainline figure into an exclusive is ridiculous. But it looks like help is on the way, and it looks like they really are remedying this situation. Excuse me. I am seeing photos of many of my fellow hobbyists and collectors seeing multiple rows of Starscreams being put out there. And it looks like collectors are getting their hands on these, but it's in spurts. It's coming out in drips and dribbles. And hopefully, you know, if you don't have one, you're able to get one. Do not pay resale for these. Do not go on eBay and pay more than $60 for this. You should not be paying more than retail for this thing. It's a brand new action figure. And of course, the homeless, it, what, who, pronoun, worthless, welfare babies on food stamps, you know, who don't want to work or anything like that, who want easy money, of course are going to be flipping these. And you have to contend with that if you go out into the wild, unfortunately. I will not apologize for my statements because that's who's doing it. You know, you got these mom and pop shops that are going out there buying these for retail and then flipping them in their shops. You see it on eBay, $150 for an auction for one of these. That's sad and shameless. People don't want to work. People who don't want to work want to capitalize on people that want this thing. Like, this thing is one of the most coveted. This is like the new Turbo Man doll right here. This is this year's Turbo Man doll. You should not have to go through extremes to get one of these. But again, you have the shameless, worthless, scumbag assholes that sell this crap out of the back of their cars and on eBay or Etsy or wherever they're selling these, StockX. I don't know, you know, some of these websites, to be honest with you. Websites like eBay are the biggest offenders of this, where they are allowing this kind of shit to happen, unfortunately. And don't give me the fact that it's capitalism. That's ridiculous. It's a fucking toy. It just came out. And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of these that are already in the hands of collectors, including myself. Unfortunately, whatever happened between Hasbro and Target, they screwed up. And I am seeing plenty of photos out there and videos of my fellow collectors finally getting their hands on these at retail. But again, you're going to have to deal with the big, fat, overweight, neckbeard, plaid shirt wearing, Marlboro smoking, you know, black hip-hop dudes with their hats turned to the sides looking to sell shit out of the back of their cars and on eBay, trying to rip everybody off. And it's bullshit, and you shouldn't have to put up with it and tolerate it. If I were you, I'm not really encouraging anybody to do anything off kilter, but email Hasbro. It's Hasbro's fault that this is happening. Why did they make this an exclusive figure? You don't have to cave to these scalpers and flippers on eBay and Etsy and all these other places where these are being flipped for 3, 4, 5 times what they're supposed to be going for a retail. It just came out. And you don't have to put up with it. I didn't, thank God. At least I got mine from Hasbro Pulse. There's absolutely no reason why this thing should be being flipped at this point in time. In a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, if this guy starts to yellow and people have brand new ones that haven't yellow, all right, fine. I could see a couple people holding on to 1 or 2 copies and then maybe trying to flip theirs. But it's a brand new figure, and it's a mainline figure, which is more insulting than anything else. Don't pay more than retail for this, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming out on Facebook and the Transformers pages that I'm a member of. And thank God for my fellow Transformers fans that are really keeping an eye on this thing, and rightfully so. They are being released. They are coming out. Just be a little patient. You know, I hate to say it, if you have to go out every day to your local Target and go see if they're there and try to beat these, you know, low-life dirtbags that are selling Transformers out of the back of their cars, Hopefully you'll get your hands on one. But again, you saw the email. I read the email to you. Hopefully you'll get yours. Just be a little patient, folks. Do not pay more than what you should. Fuck these flippers and fuck these scalpers. Shove it up your ass. Do like what sneakerheads have done. And I guess I can consider myself a sneakerhead. I have well over a dozen pairs of Nike Air Jordans. Do not buy from people trying to flip brand new products for more than retail, especially if it just came out, where they literally pick it up off the shelf and put it right on eBay and try to sell it for $400, $500, $600. It's bullshit. Bullshit. That's why sneakerhead or sneaker culture is dying, because people are sick and tired of it. I'm tired of it. You know, if I see a pre-order, and I hate using the term pre-order, it's a reservation. I try to reserve my copy. Let's use proper English here. I try to reserve my copy of my shoes, just like I reserve my copy of Starscream here over at Hasbro Pulse. And each and every single time, thank God, I've been fortunate enough to get my orders without having to pay extra. Except, of course, if you're paying a tariff, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's what happened with me and More Than Meets the Eye Hot Rod recently. But I still got my copy anyway. It's absurd. We should not have to be battling to get this stuff. It happens in a sports card hobby. You know, a guy like me who is ripping wax regularly cannot get my hands on jumbo and hobby boxes because they are bought up just like that. And take a look at what the Pokemon space looks like with people trying to get their hands on these cards. They can't. You go out to a Costco and they release these box sets. People are getting into fistfights. It looks like Black Friday in some of these places. It's fucking insane and ridiculous that low-life dirtbag welfare babies and EBT food stamp assholes who don't want to work are going out there trying to make easy money at your expense. And your personal safety, too, because some of these people are willing to fistfight. You know, there are always news reports out there of people breaking into people's homes, breaking into mom and pop shops. And now I've been seeing in the sports card space that people are being held up by gunpoint to get some of those expensive graded cards. It's happened in the Pokemon space, as a matter of fact. It's insane, folks. It's really insane, and it's absurd that pictures of men, pictures of cartoon characters, and children's toys. This is our society, folks. Isn't it fucking lovely? Isn't it wonderful when you have dirtbag, low-life welfare, EBT, you know, trailer park trash, living in a ghetto, living in, you know, city housing projects? These are the ones that are doing this, folks. These are the ones that are doing this. And if you want an example of what should happen to some of these people, just look up Cool Kicks, what happened with them for flipping sneakers. It should happen, folks. It should happen. Just be a little patient. Kudos to those that have got their copy of Starscream. I've had my copy for a while now. I'm very content to have him. But just be a little patient if you didn't get yours. You know, you eventually, with God's good grace, will get yours. Again, it is, in fact, a children's toy. But as an adult collector, I understand why everybody's clamoring for these. We never had stuff like this as a kid. You know, we had the bricks that move like this, the old school G1 toys. And to have these now as adult collectors, especially if you have young children in your family and you want them to, you know, enjoy this IP like we did, you want to have something like this in your hands. It should be by collectors for collectors, not these other assholes that don't give a shit about this hobby except to make profit. And I don't want to hear people trying to call me out, well, you're an eBay seller. Well, I have every right to upgrade my collection. My collection, like most of your collections, is an ever-evolving monster. And that's why recently when some dumb random asshole tried to call me out about my Studio Series Hot Rod, I had both releases. I had the original red one, and then I was able to get the More Than Meets the Eye pink one. That's more anime accurate. I had every right to sell that, and I did. Just like right now, I have a Netflix Megatron for sale because I've got Megatrons that I want in my collection. I have every right to sell what I don't want in my collection. Does not mean that I'm immediately pulling it off the shelf and selling it. That's not scalping. That's not flipping. That's just evolving. It's just me evolving, having my collection evolve. Excuse me. As you know, I don't script my videos. This gets me angry, and rightfully so. You know, especially when people are choosing false narratives and cherry picking their bullshit. I have every right to take my collection and have it evolve. I used to have the War for Cybertron Seekers. I sold them off because of these guys. That's my right to. I can do that. Just like if I want the new Bayern Munich Oktoberfest jersey from this year, if I want to sell this one off from a couple of years ago, that is my prerogative. That is my right. But immediately taking a thing off the shelf and selling it, that is scalping. That is flipping. It's bullshit. These need to be in the hands of real collectors, man. And I'm very happy I got my copy, that I didn't have to deal with this stuff. And I do feel sorry for everybody who has the money to spend, that wants this stuff in their collection, who wants a little bit of escapism, who wants to pass this down onto their kids, or whatever reasons you have to want these things. I grew up with this stuff. I am a child of the 80s. I love this damn Starscream. This thing blew the War for Cybertron Starscream right out of the water. And I decided to sell off those 3 Seekers, and now I got these 3, Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker in the Studio Series set. They are amazing figures, but they are mainline figures. This is shameful. Shame on you, Hasbro, for doing this, because you caused all this fervor for nothing. And to us collectors, it looks like it's a cash grab, that you're intentionally, engaging in artificial scarcity to try to bolster your sales. That's what it looks like, folks. I'm alleging that. And many other people have alleged that. Don't do this with mainline figures, folks. I'm sure many of you will agree with me. This is a mainline figure. This should not be done with mainline figures. If it has some bells and whistles and extras and things like that, fine. Don't do it with a mainline figure. Don't fuck with the fans. And Hasbro is definitely getting their just desserts, just like Target. Wait a while, folks. You'll get yours. I guarantee it. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Take care, everybody.